In this video, I'm going to give you the tools you need to determine the value of your house. Now, the first thing you can do, which doesn't cost you any money, is you can go to Zillow, Realtor.com. You can go to any of those sites that you typically look for houses on, and you're going to go there and you're not going to type your address in and see what they're saying your house is worth. They even say, like Zillow will actually tell you their algorithm, and it'll tell you that it can be off by a percentage. I'll do a whole nother video on how they do their algorithm and why they say that it's not really all that accurate. So you really don't want to go by that. Don't even look at that. So the first thing you want to do is when you go to that site is click at the top on recently sold. You can click for sale, you can click rent, or you can click recently sold. So you click the recently sold, and you're going to try and filter this search so that you're searching for similar beds, baths, and square feet to your house. So if you have a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,500 square foot house, search for 4-bed, 2-bath, and search 22 to 2,600 square feet, because a couple hundred square feet isn't going to change too much, but you really want to make sure that you get the closest house to yours. So you do that search and then you zoom in on the map and try and get as close as you can to your house. Something that looks just like your house, has the same curb appeal, has the same size yard, has the same features as much as possible. And then you want to look at how their kitchen looks, how their bathroom looks, and determine if your house is just as nice or not. Let's be real, your house is probably not the nicest on the block, so don't look at these other houses, have a range, and then think that you're going to list higher. That's not how this works. Your house is only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. So once you limit that down to about 3 to 5 houses, you have 3 to 5 houses that are close to yours. So you want to add up all the values, divide by the numbers. If you have 3 houses that are really, really close, add them up, divide by 3, and you'll have about the number that your house is kind of worth. Now, obviously that range is still right there. You may be about 5,000 to 10,000 off or so, but at least you know that if you list for that, buyers will pay that because the last 3 buyers have already paid that. You don't want to say, well, the market's going up, so I'm going to list another 30,000 higher, because if you go that route, now you list 30,000 higher, when people see the house come on the market, they're going to look at it and say, this person's crazy. And then once you start lowering the price in 30 days because nobody's looking at your house, now people are looking at it saying either what's wrong with that house or I can get that house cheaper. So that is not the route you want to go. So if that scares you a little bit, another route you can go is you can hire your own appraiser. So an appraiser basically costs somewhere probably between $300 and $800 just depending on the appraiser itself. Typically, when you're going through the process of buying a house, once you contact your mortgage company and they are going to decide if they're going to give you a mortgage, that's when the appraiser will come out and they do exactly what I just told you. They do it a little more comprehensive, and they've done it so many times that they know exactly what the house is basically worth. And they're also not biased because you're biased because you want more money for your house. So they can come out and they can do exactly what I just told you, and they can determine exactly what they think your house is worth. And that would give you a good place to start your listing, or you may want to list a little lower if there's a lot more houses in your neighborhood that are for sale. Because if there's 10 houses in your neighborhood for sale and you're going to be the 11th, you don't want to be the highest now in that neighborhood if your house looks exactly the same as those. Now that brings me into the last way, which is by hiring a real estate agent. If you hire a real estate agent, you want to find somebody who's competent and who understands the market that you're in, because every market's a little different. Your school district, the township itself, there's a lot of factors that play into what your house is really worth compared to your neighbor's house, because 3 houses down could be a different school district. They could be septic, they could be well. There could be other things going on that you may not understand because you don't pay attention to it, but an agent in this every single day really does pay attention to it. So in summary, you got to be realistic. You can't go through, look at your neighbor's house sold for $420, so my house is definitely worth $450 because my house is nicer. Based on what? That's not how this works. Your house is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. That is all real estate is. That is all property is. It's who wants it, who's going to pay for it. So be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and y'all can leave any questions below. I'll try to help you out in any way I can. See you next time.